Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya
Jaya
Dvaita
Jaya Sri
Jaya
Chaitanya
Gaura
Jaya
Bhakta
Nityananda
Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Jaya
Vrinda
Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Sri Caitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela chapter 14, the childhood pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So yesterday we read how one day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat on a pile of contaminated pots. Contaminated means these pots were used to cook for Lord Vishnu. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada also said where remnants of food are thrown, there's a pit next to the house where the remnants of food are thrown, and that's where all the used pots are piled up. So he went and sat. So what happened after that? Text 74. Sachi asi ko he kene ashuchi chuila Ganga snana koro jai apavitra hoila. So we'll start with Krishnashish. Isha is not there yet. Krishnashish.
When Mother Sachi saw her boy sitting on the rejected pots, she protested, "Why have you touched these untouchable pots? You have now become impure. Go and bathe in the Ganges."
So Sachi Mata, when she saw, she was shocked. Why have you touched these untouchable pots? You have now become impure. Go and bathe in the Ganges to become purified. Iha shuni mata ke kohilo brahma gyan vismita hoya mata koraila snan. Translation, Madhava.
Hearing this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught his mother about absolute knowledge. Although amazed by this, his mother forced him to take a bath.
So there was a conversation. So this pastime also we will see in Chaitanya Bhagavat, what exactly were the points put forward by Nimai and then Sachimata. So for that you should attend Saturday's reading. We finished that section, but we can repeat it over and over again. Every Saturday we can keep reading Chaitanya Bhagavat. But after hearing, so Mahaprabhu in essence he says that you cooked in these pots for Lord Vishnu. When Lord Vishnu touches something, even impure things become pure. Anything is impure. If that touches Lord Vishnu, then it becomes pure. You cooked in these pots for Lord Vishnu. How did these pots become impure? Right? And besides, who is he, Nimai? He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. When he touches something, how can he become impure? Rather, anything impure becomes purified, like that. So, what did Nimai reply to his mother? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught his mother about absolute knowledge. What is the nature of the absolute truth? And she was, of course, amazed hearing this from her little boy. But nevertheless, because he wouldn't come down, she personally got up, picked him up in her arms, then took him and gave him a bath. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Rasapriya.
The absolute knowledge explained by the Lord to his mother is described by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita
Pravaha Bhashya.
Amrita Pravaha Bhashya as follows. The Lord said, Mother, that this is pure and that is impure is surely a worldly sentiment, with no basis in fact. You have cooked food for Lord Vishnu within these pots and offered the food to him. How then can these pots be untouchable? Everything in relationship with Vishnu is to be considered an expansion of Vishnu's energy. Vishnu, the super soul, is eternal and uncontaminated. How then may these pots be considered pure or impure? Hearing this discourse on absolute knowledge, his mother was very much astonished and forced him to take a bath.
She was very much astonished. Nevertheless, she forced him to take a bath. So, yeah. So we discussed that already. How can anything? So the Lord and his paraphernalia, everything is absolute. Anything in relation to the Lord also is absolute. So how can something which is absolute become contaminated? Kabhu putra sange sachi korila shayana dekhe divya loka asi bhorila bhavana. Next is Kalpesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. I apologize if there is a background noise. I am here for book distribution, so I apologize, sir.
Wow, thank you. Go ahead, Prabhuji. Please accept your message.
Sometime taking her son with her, Mother Sachi would lie down on her bed and she would see that denizens of the celestial world had come there, filling the entire house.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Sometimes taking her son with her, baby, little child, so she would lay down with him on bed. And what would she see? Her baby is in bed with her, and then she would see that a host of celestial demigods, they have come there, filling the entire house, like all around them, Sachimata and Nimai. There's all these demigods standing. She would see that denizens of the celestial world had come there, filling the entire house. We read in other places, in Chaitanya Mangal also, how Nimai is having conversations with them. And they would be like, it would be mind-boggling to Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra. What's going on? Like that. Okay. Sachi bole jaha putra bola ha bapere, matra agya paiya prabhu chalila bahire. So, Priyanka Mataji, right? I think so. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Go ahead, Mataji.
Yeah. Once Mother Sachi told the Lord, please go call your father. Receiving this order from his mother, the Lord went out to call him.
Yeah. So on another occasion, Sachimata said, call your father. He's outside. Go call your father. So Nimai went out to call his father. Chalite charane nupura baje jhan jhan. Shuni chamakita hoilo pita mataraman. So who's after Mataji? Achintadev Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Translation. When the child was going out, there was a tinkling of ankle bells from his lotus feet. Hearing this, his father and mother were struck with wonder. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, thank you. So earlier we saw another instance. Remember when he was an infant baby? They saw footprints with all the symbols of the Supreme Lord on those footprints, like elephant, gourd, lotus, like that, thunderbolt. They saw those symbols on the footprints before that. Now it's different. So Sachimata told Nimai to go out. No, she said, go call your father. So he ran outside. What did she hear? And father also. What did they hear? They heard tinkling ankle bells from the lotus feet. When the child was going out, as he was running, they could hear tinkling ankle bells. And both of them were struck with wonder. Why? Because he was not wearing, they didn't put any ankle bells on Nimai. But as he was running, they were hearing tinkling ankle bells. And father and mother were struck with wonder. मिश्र कोहे ei बड़ो अद्भुत काहिनी शिशुरा शून्य पदे केने नुपुरेर ध्वनि. Aditi Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jagannath Mishra said, "This is very wonderful incident. Why is there a sound of ankle bells from the bare feet of my child?"
Yeah. Why is there a sound of ankle bells? He's not wearing ankle bells. Why is there a sound of ankle bells from the bare feet of my child, Nimai? Sachi kohe ar eka adbhuta dekhilo. Divya divya loka asi angana bharilo. Arunita.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mother Sachi said, I also saw another wonder. People were coming down from the celestial kingdom and crowding the entire courtyard.
Not just ankle bells that we are hearing. I saw another wonder. All these glowing personalities, right? Celestial beings. They are crowding in our courtyard. I have seen this wonder also. The entire courtyard is crowded with these celestial beings. Kiba kolahalo kore bujhite na pari. Kaha keva stuti kore anumana kori. Chatterjee Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
They made noisy sounds. I could not understand. I guess they were offering prayers to someone. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I couldn't understand what's going on, but I could hear noisy sounds like they were all saying something. They were probably offering prayers to someone. Not that they were offering prayers to Nimai. They were all there, so many of them crowded, and they were all making some sounds, some noisy sounds I could hear. I couldn't make out what it was, but it looked like they were offering prayers to someone. Stuti. मिश्र बोले किछु हाउक चिंता किछु नाई विश्वम्भरेर कुशल हाउक ei matra chai. Isha, you're able to read?
Jagannath Mishra replied, Never mind what it is. There is no need to worry. Let there always be good fortune for Vishwambhar. This is all I want.
Yeah. It's okay. Never mind what it is. All I want is good fortune for Vishwambar. That's all. There's ankle bell sound or there's some people, celestials in the courtyard. Don't worry about all that. I simply wish that there be all good fortune always for my child Nimai. This is all I want. Okay. So next. So yeah, all of you can just take turns reading. You know who comes one after another, so we'll save time. Ekadina Mishra Putrera Chapalya Dekhiya Dharma Shikha Dila Bahu Bhatsana Koriya.
On another occasion, Jagannath Mishra, the mysterious acts of his son, gave him lessons in morality after rebuking him greatly.
Yeah, so Nimai was doing mischievous acts. He's growing up now. Like we saw, they appeared to be mischievous. Like he would take all the food items of the girls on the banks of Ganga. So then they would come and complain. So Jagannath Mishra, on one occasion, he was giving lessons in morality. You should not act like this. This is how you should act. This is not proper, like that. So he was rebuking Nimai greatly, seeing the mischievous acts. रात्रे स्वप्न देखे एका आसी ब्राह्मण मिश्रे रे कहे किछु सरोष वचन. Madhava.
On that very night, the Lord Mishra dreamt that a Brahmana had come before him, speaking these words in great anger.
So the day when Jagannath Mishra rebuked Nimai greatly, that very night, in his dream, he saw a Brahmana who spoke to Jagannath Mishra in great anger. What did this Brahmana say to Jagannath Mishra? Mishra tumi putrera tatva kichui na jano. Bhatsana tadana koro putra kori mano.
My dear Mishra, you do not know anything about your son. You think him your son, and therefore you rebuke him and chastise him.
Do you know who it is that you are chastising? You have no idea who he is. Thinking that he is your small son, you are rebuking and chastising him. This Brahmana is saying in great anger in the dream. Mishra ko hai deva siddha muni ke ne nai. जैसे बड़ा हौक मात्रा आमारा तनय. Who's after Rasapriya? Kalpesh Prabhu.
Translation. Jagannath Mishra replied, "This boy may be a demigod, a mystic yogi, or great saintly person. It does not matter what he is, for I think he is only my son." Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. This Brahmana was angry, and angrily he was saying, do you know who he is? And Jagannath Mishra is saying, he may be whoever he is. He can be a demigod, he can be a great yogi, right? Some Siddha Purusha. He can be a great sadhu. I don't care who he is. It does not matter. But to me, he is my son. Similar thing happens with Nanda Maharaj also. Seeing all the wonderful activities of Krishna, all the Brajbasis, they say that your son, he does such extraordinary activities. Maybe he's a demigod, maybe he's this, that, maybe he's even Lord Narayan. So Nanda Maharaj says, he may be whoever he is. But because, he's my son, it is my duty to correct him. It is my duty to correct him. I must teach him. If I don't teach him as a father, who will teach him? That is the mood. So the same personality here as Jagannath Mishra. So Jagannath Mishra is saying, he may be demigod, mystic yogi, great saintly person. It does not matter who he is. But I think to me, he's just my son. Putrera lalana shikha pitara swadharma. Ami na shikhaile kaiche janibe dharma marma. Same statement. Priyanka
It
Mata.
is the duty of a father to educate his son in both religion and morality. If I do not give him this education, how will he know of it?
Yeah. So if he's thinking that this is a great person, then why he needs to know anything? He's already a great person. He knows everything, isn't it? That's why first he said, this is my son. Whoever he is, I don't know. It does not matter to me who he is. But to me, he is my son. And I'm his father. And it is my responsibility, it is my duty to teach my son. If I don't teach him, how he will know what is right and what is wrong? In Srila Prabhupada's case also, his father, Gaur Mohan De, Srila Gaur Mohan De, he would, before chastising Srila Prabhupada as a little boy, Abhay, he would say, please excuse me. Please forgive me, excuse me. But I must correct you. I must correct you. So please forgive. And then he would chastise him, like give whatever punishment, like that. Because I'm your father, I have to do this. Otherwise, how you will know? So we see in all three cases. All right. So Jagannath Mishra is also saying, it is the duty of a father to educate his son in both religion as well as morality. If I do not give him this education, how will he know of it? विप्र को है पुत्र यदि दैव सिद्ध होय स्वतः सिद्ध ज्ञान तबे शिक्षा व्यर्थ होय. So now the Brahmana is saying something else. What is the Brahmana saying? Achintya Dev Prabhu.
Translation. The Brahmana replied, if your son is a transcendental mystic boy with a self-effulgent perfect knowledge, what is the use of your education?
You can read the purport also.
Purport. The Brahmana Jagannath Mishra saw in his dream told him that his son was not an ordinary human being. If he were a transcendental person, he would have self-effulgent knowledge, and thus there would be no need to educate him. Thank you, Ma'am.
Yeah. So even a self-realized person also, because the very nature of the spirit soul is Satchidananda Vigraha. Chit means knowledge. He has all knowledge in him already. So Satchid Ananda. Chit is there, is conscious of everything. Then what is the use of your teaching him what is this and what is that? If he's already a Siddha Purusha, then what is the use of your teaching any knowledge? You are saying if I don't teach, how he will learn? But if he's already some great personality, what to speak of if he's the Supreme Lord, right? So the Brahmana said, if your son is a transcendental, right? Transcendental, he's not of this material world. So if he's a transcendental mystic boy with self-effulgent perfect knowledge, right? He has self-effulgent perfect knowledge. Within himself, he has all perfect knowledge. What is the use of your education? मिश्र को है पुत्र के ने नहे नारायण तथापि पितार धर्म पुत्रेर शिक्षण. Okay. Aditi Latamati.
Jagannath Mishra replied, even if my son is not a common man but Narayan, still it is the duty of a father to instruct his son.
Yes, same thing. Nanda Maharaj also said. He may be even Lord Narayan, like the topmost. He may be Lord Narayan. Still, as a father, it's my duty to instruct my son. Even if he's Narayan, still he's my son. And it is the duty of the father to instruct his son. This bhava only, in Vrindavan they have this bhava. Whereas in Dwaraka, Mathura, there is Aishwarya. Aishwarya means they're always conscious that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should, respect him. So Aishwarya interferes there with the rasa, with the bhava. Whereas in Vrindavan, Aishwarya is just, it doesn't, the sweetness overshadows, right? It takes over the Aishwarya. So that's why Nanda Maharaj, he's saying, even if he's Narayan, it does not matter. I'm sorry, here, Jagannath Mishra is saying, still it is the duty of a father to instruct his son. E mate duhe kore na dharmera vichar, vishuddha vatsalya vishrera nahi jane ar. Arunita.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
In this way, Jagannath Mishra and the Brahmana discussed the principles of religion in the dream. Yet, Jagannath Mishra was absorbed in unalloyed parental mellow and did not want to know anything else.
Yes, because he was absorbed in unalloyed parental mellow. So this, as already I explained, it's only purely madhurya bhav, sweetness of Vraja. So there's no Aishwarya there. In Dwaraka, Mathura, you find Aishwarya. In Vaikunta, you find only Aishwarya. So that is why Jagannath Mishra. So there was back and forth discussion going on between this Brahmana and Jagannath Mishra on the principles of dharma, religion. But still Jagannath Mishra, he couldn't take all that. He's like completely absorbed in his madhuryamaya vatsalya bhava. So therefore, he didn't know anything else. Chatterjee Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10.8.45, it is said, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is worshipped with exalted hymns by all the Vedas and Upanishads, and by great personalities through Shankha Yoga in the mode of goodness, was considered by Mother Yashoda and Nanda to be their own little son. Similarly, Jagannath Mishra also considered Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu his beloved little boy, although he is worshipped with all veneration and by learned brahmanas and saintly persons.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Jagannath Mishra, his mood is purely Vatsalya, right? So in that context, Srila Prabhupada is quoting Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 8, Text 45. It says, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is worshipped with exalted hymns by all the Vedas and Upanishads. So what is that? That is Aishwarya, right? The Vedas offering prayers. And by great personalities through Sankhya Yoga. Those are the mystic, the yogis. They are also singing exalted hymns in the mode of goodness. Such Krishna, who's worshipped even by Vedas and great yogis, he was considered by Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj to be their little son only and nothing more, just their little son. So Jagannath Mishra also the same personality. Jagannath Mishra, he is considering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu simply his little boy, beloved son. Although he is worshipped with all veneration by learned brahmanas and saintly persons. In the dream, the brahmana is saying, so he said, yeah, he may be Lord Narayan, but to Jagannath Mishra, he is only his little son, whoever he may be. He's not denying the fact, he may be, but to me, he's just my son. Like Yashoda Mai, when she saw in the mouth of Krishna all these things, and then what was her, after seeing all that, did she start offering obeisances, you are the Supreme Lord? No, she said, maybe I lost my mind. Then she said, okay, close your mouth. Don't eat dirt again in future. Like that. She just ended it there. Text 91, Isha. Eta shuni dvija gela haya anandita. Mishra jagiya hoila parama vismita.
Being very pleased, the Brahmana left after talking with Jagannath Mishra, and when Jagannath Mishra awakened from his dream, he was very much astonished.
So he woke up. So the Brahmana was very pleased actually. Having that, first he came angrily and he's talking with Jagannath Mishra, almost admonishing him. How you can treat him like that? Do you know who he is? And then after seeing Jagannath Mishra's love for the Lord, Vatsalya Prema, he became very pleased and he left after talking with Jagannath Mishra. And then Jagannath Mishra woke up from the dream and he was also very much astonished by that dream. So we can stop there and we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.